for the ground. I'm my 2020, whoa, whoa. Woke up to deposits and it's only 8 a.m. Do it for the fam, I don't do it for the gram. Do it for my daughters, do it for my little man. That's my 2020, reason why I win. Lot of missed calls, looking bloody in my call log. I bet to myself, I'm not sorry that I logged dog. Check my mental health, I was feeling like a lost dog. Bounce back and wipe my paws off. Get it off the humble and I stick to what I know. Nights on top of nights, long nights took a toll. Took some steps back, but I still get up and I go. And now you know, I'ma make some and I'ma spend it, yeah. New Jeep, no doors with it, no. I won't stop now, who you kidding? Every day I wake up, I'ma send it, I'ma send it, I'ma send it. Every day I wake up, I'ma send it, I'ma make some and I'ma spend it. Every day I wake up, I'ma send it. Pressure on me daily, got the family on my back. Dreams are getting bigger, put the city on my map. Wrote inside my palm, but I'll try not to get attached. Moment that is here, could be over just like that. Fast car, no NASCAR. I was never working hard, I guess I'm mad smart. Top speed like a rocket, it was blast off. 6 figures from my couch without a mask on. Waited for my cycle like a laundromat. Going to the moon, it's on top and that. 2 straight years of dropping back to back. Epidemic jumping like an acrobat. I'ma make some and I'ma spend it, yeah. New Jeep, no doors with it, no. I won't stop now, who you kidding? Every day I wake up, I'ma send it, I'ma send it, I'ma send it. Every day I wake up, I'ma send it, I'ma make some and I'ma spend it. Every day I wake up, I'ma send it.
Yeah. Sharp with Tradesharpe, making moves on a string. Charts light up, candlesticks in his dream. Daily grind heavy like the weight of a scheme. The Porsche on the block painted jet black gleam. Live streaming heat, flexing levels so clean. Now I'm loving GT3, call it fast cash machine. Trade stack high, his portfolio mean. Toast to the hustle, the money scheme supreme. Market flows crazy like a storm in the bay. Tradesharpe, timing sharp, cutting bears through the fray. Green candles rise when his clicks slay the day. Turbo grinding charts, his Porsche leads the way. Live streaming heat, flexing levels so clean. Now we're loving GT3, call it fast cash machine. Trade stack high, his portfolio mean. Toast to the hustle, the money scheme supreme. Algorithms whisper but his gut holds the rein. Wrist tight leash, profit pouring in like rain. Stream fans chant, teach us, break the chain. On the fast track, where dollars entertain. Hustle's never lazy, daily rhythm precise. Option scalps longs at a Porsche to the price. Take speed lanes in life, no room for rolling dice. Built a stage, streaming hard, living rich on advice. Yeah. Hustle. Live streaming heat, flexing levels so clean. Now we're loving GT3, call it fast cash machine. Trade stack high, his portfolio mean. Toast to the hustle, the money scheme supreme. Algorithms whisper but his gut holds the rein. Wrist tight leash, profit pouring in like rain. Stream fans chant, teach us, break the chain. On the fast track, where dollars entertain. Hustle, hustle. On the fast track.
Good morning all. Yes sir, hope everyone's good, hope everyone's well. I'm gonna make sure all systems go. One camera is not working, let's fix that. Let's get it. Let's see what we have going on for today and take it from there. So, start off here on the calendar. Today is gonna be Thursday here. Have a bit of GBP Bailey speaking and then some USD news a little bit later. Some unemployment claim, but otherwise for actually all of London we are clean. So yeah, let's see what ends up happening with that. So starting off on the charts here, daily time frame on GJ closing at daily resistance here, having closed above but nevertheless a bullish close. 4-hour time frame is bullish as well, stuck at this daily resistance. We do have a 4-hour resistance slightly more above and then one more higher than that. If we were to look at some clean zones here towards the left, go check what the 15-minute looks like. So we have a bit of mess here. There's this, there's this, there's this, there's this, there's this. Mark all of that. There's this here as well. So let's mark every single line and then we go clean up once we see where we are. Right, so we have this above there, that's already been tested. That's what we rejected off there. And then above we have this resistance here, then to here. And then we worry about the rest later. So, what is it looking like to here? Honestly, above 4 hours looking a little bit better. Daily resistance buys could make sense inside the range, but it's GJ at the end of the day. I kind of want to see some momentum come back in the charts, like a 1 hour close above. Once we get a 1 hour close above, I can look to fill this wick and see what happens with that. Previous daily is bullish as well, so we are bullish bias. I don't want to be too quick in taking sells. If we come back to the bottom of the range, if we come back to the bottom of the range, then I can look for buys, and then we see what ends up happening with that. So yeah, we're just gonna take it like this, and yeah, tapped as well weekly. Yeah, I know, but I don't want to sell too quick here because we're just in a range. So let's see what ends up happening, and then we go take it from there on GJ. So looking at gold here on the other hand as well. If we look at gold, start off on the daily time frame here on gold. Previous daily closing bullish here. Do have a daily support here as well, but I think bias is bullish. Bias is actually technically mixed. I wonder how that looks on broker. Let's have a look here. Gold 4 hour. Yeah, it is. So technically mixed here. Technically mixed. I'm more bullish postured though, just with the way that we're forming higher lows here. So I want to be more on the buy side here rather than the sell side. 1 hour time frame has resistance here, so let's bring that in. Let's see, the 30 is a little bit higher. No, it's the same. 15 should be higher. Hopefully we get some sort of change of structure. This pulls back and then we close above. We can buy back to the highs. I don't want to buy breakout trades today. Every single breakout has failed. This breakout failed. This breakout failed. Yesterday breakout failed. This breakout here closed above. Only such a small push. I mean, you get a 47 pip candle, close above a 30 pip push. Nothing is actually continued. So this is what we're looking at. Can I send you my journal later today? You can give me some insights if you're free. Yeah, after stream, or we do this in the webinar. So you just show up to the webinar over the weekend. That's the best time to do it, and then we can allocate time for that instead of trying to rush through it end of stream when we're discussing other stuff. That's what the webinars are from. From. So let's see how it ends up forming in this range here. If we can get this candle closing bearish, and then if we can close above, would be great. So looking at DAX here on the other hand, DAX is pushing through the ranges here. We might have a close here at the 10 a.m. open. We have had some volume at 10 a.m. open. Depends on spreads. It's been a little bit jumpy around this time. So if we look at daily time frame here, closing bearish back inside the range, so not the best daily candle closures for buys. 4 hour is creating a support, so we have to see, is this going to be a pullback to continue down like yesterday? Do you guys remember what happened yesterday, London Open? We just dumped yesterday, London Open. So this might be the same scenario where we continue the daily candle, but pre-session here, we are running bullish structure at the moment. Things look bullish pre-session here. See what 5 minutes is saying. 5 minute looks good already. So we have to wait till the 10 a.m. open though, just because that's, you know, kind of some of the rules here. I mean, 5 minutes before the open is not that bad. You would have actually been triggered into this trade if you took it 5 minutes, but the open can be a little bit scary. So I'm waiting, not even 5 minutes here. We're waiting 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes here to see how this candle closes above. See any 5 minute levels here. It's pretty clean zone all the way up until this kind of zone here. And then we see what ends up happening at that zone. So that's the plan for now. And then we take it from there. Is the webinar free? No, webinar is part of the exclusive group. We do it every single Sunday. It's a good time. Like if you want me to do in-depth stuff, like if go through someone's journal, go through your trades, it's better to do that. And then general questions we have on Zoom, after Zoom and stuff like that. And we also have targeted webinars. So for example, last week, my plan on the webinar was to do a US 30 backtesting session. So I did a US 30 backtesting session with everyone. And then I upload that in case you can't show up to the webinar. It's uploaded also to review afterwards, right? So yeah. So yeah, this is the plans here. This is the plan. So let's see what happens here in about 2-ish minutes here. How we close, how bottom wicks form, etc. See what spreads are doing at this time. On my broker, they're just a little bit higher than normal, but nothing too crazy to trade. But yeah, a little bit higher than normal. 0.7 points. Even unfunded somehow is okay. Yeah, I wonder how FTMO would be. What worries me is this big rally up here. That's a lot of dead space. And if price wants to fail, it will fill this dead space. So I really would like to see some sort of decent bottom wick. Running stop loss here, you're kind of just taking the risk of hitting stop loss. We could get a nice thunderstorm here as well. Let's see how the open comes. If you have high spreads on DAX, then it's not going to work, unfortunately. You would run 15 stops? Yeah, I would run 15 stops. I prefer this candle closes bearish, to be honest. Big spreads 3.5, not tradable at 3.5. Remember guys, if you have big spreads, you just have to sit out. Even 2 is high because stop loss here is pretty small. We're looking at just like a 15-point stop loss. So 2 is actually decent. I think one point spread is fine. That's fine, 1 point. 1.5 you could push as well. Anything above, I'd say 1.5. It's a little bit sketchy. It's just like, except you're gonna lose 1.5 points. Current is very shallow, but if it doesn't push, it's dead anyways. 100 spread is not bad. 100 spread is like 1 point. Oh, what a rubbish close. Does that have top wick on my broker? No top wick on my broker. Immediately flip. Yeah, I just don't have enough time. There was like a no top wick, rubbish close. Last second it pushed up bullish, so I can't calculate lot size fast enough. Would have been roughly around the same, and then no top wick. So Yeah, what a last minute. This is what's happening these days. Is it's just like a last minute thing, man. I mean, wow. Last minute thing, no top wick, gap down, open as well. Crazy. I think I would have been heavily slipped on the flip if you put a buy stop, because this happened yesterday as well. I doubt you get an accurate entry here. I highly doubt. Highly doubt. So let's just see if we can get 5-minute structure and buy above the 5-minute structure. Is the exclusive group open now? Yes, there is. It will close next month. End of this month it will close, and then I'll open it maybe towards the end of next month. End of next month I'll open it again. So yes, it is available to join from website. Every day you take trades. I take trades when there are. So just depends when it comes. Some days there's like 2-3 days no trades. Recently London session being the hardest session. So yeah. Can I ask a question? Of course you can. See how gold did on the close here. 15 closed bearish here at bottom of the range. It's exactly what we wanted. Because now if we get something closing above here, I quite like it for buys. See how the 30 looks. Yeah, that would be cool. Something like this above here. Look for buys. What's this? My alert from yesterday triggering. Let's go delete that. See what happened to your 30. Yeah, this is my buy zone from yesterday. Scared the fuck out of me. Yeah, I know. I have PTSD from that sound. You hear it like from miles away. DAX filled the whole range actually. But no way you get a clean entry on that, man. That's a very fast flip. Impossible you get a clean entry. That's the thing, man. Like yesterday, you know, we had the same type of thing, gap open, but at least it then gave us a flip. I mean, that's an easy 1-to-1 there if you get an accurate entry. I mean, have you, anyone managed to enter on that? I'm interested to see how your entry would have been. I'm really interested to see if anyone entered on that, just to see where your entry was. I mean, it's really hard. It's easy to see in hindsight, but to see like... I don't know. You would have been out break even anyways. I don't know if you can move to break even there. You would manage on first on structure. I had my finger on the button, was still too fast. I entered before the open. FOMO entry before the open. We had the same thing yesterday, but it was a little bit later. Yesterday, the first trade was around 10:08. Yeah, pretty much same time. Literally the next 5-minute candle close. It's a very clean setup, this, to be honest. Straight to TP as well. Just a bit of unlucky with the timings here, man. You either get something that straight pushes, or you take it and then you know, it goes like that. So it's just a bit of a timing thing. Setup was there. Unlucky, I guess. Nice bottom wick though. I just wish it actually didn't just flip like that. Anyways, if I got in, most of you guys wouldn't have got in anyways. Impossible you guys are fast enough for that. Morning, Harry. I'm new here. I just want to know, how long into a session do you trade, or can I trade? So I started my session around like, you know, 10 minutes ago. I will trade until probably like 2 hours from now. They call me Joey Fast Fingers. I would have made it. Then you would have made it in this one here. You would have taken that with no top wick? No, I mean, the way it opened was extremely strange. It like the gap up on my broker, and then the gap adjusted back down. So then it gapped down, and then it immediately flipped. I mean, it's an amazing move here. I think one of the best moves we've seen. I mean, that's what I was hoping for yesterday when I got into that same position, you know. Yesterday when I took the same type of position, I was hoping for this type of move, especially when I was only one point from TP. I was literally 1 point from TP. As you can see here, it's no issues giving extra points. It's just like insanely crazy timing. Insanely crazy timing. Beautiful move. That's gone for now. Gold is going not in the direction I wanted to go. I was more interested in buys. I'm trying to repeat this pattern here. We tend to see every time we make a new high, we pull back, form support, and then reach that high again. Make a new high. Well, this is not a new high. Here's a new high. Pull back, form support, make a new high, pull back, form support, make a new high, pull back, form support. But I was being smart. This shows you how dangerous London is, right? Because London, as we start to get into London, form support fails. Form support fails. That's why I wanted the change of structure. But you can see once the change of structure happened, let me draw with zoom so you guys can see this, right? This is some gold information. Once the previous structure broke, right, and you see that previous structure breaking, then we got that next push up here. So that's our new structural point here. If we can see something close above here, that's going to give us the chance to get to here and then see what happens. Now, what would be extremely nasty is that what would be extremely nasty is if this candle ended up closing above and then faking out again. That just means that there'll be no volume there, no volume. Right, and then we probably just stay in this range all day. But how do we know that? Because we have to assume that at least this pattern is going to change. There's no fundamental reason. We're seeing dollar tank as instead of 2 interest rate cuts, they're only expecting 1 interest rate cut. So we've seen dollar actually tank here. It's actually at a 3-year low right now, guys, on the dollar. 3-year low on the dollar. Yesterday we had Jerome Powell speak to Congress, and he basically hinted on 2 things. He's being a little bit stingy, and he's saying that Trump's tariffs are gonna 100% cause inflation, and then he backs himself up by saying maybe they cause inflation. But since they might cause inflation, we can't put interest rates down. So he's trying to push away from the interest rates, and he's kind of trying to say how it is, right? So it's a lot of conflict there, and the market kind of doesn't know, but then they're dumping on the dollar, taking the bets that we're going to not see interest rate cuts, 2 more interest rate cuts. We're only going to see 1 more interest rate cut. Let's mark this 15 support here. Difficult thing is the lower we push down right now, the harder it is going to be to take buys, because we're going to be further away from target. See, it's easier when you have a clear bias. When we have clear bias, we are able to tell what direction, and then we can just be like, okay, today I'm super bullish. Let me take a buy. But today it's not like that. See what 4 hours, trying to break 4 hour support right now. Quite a bit of mess towards the downside. So we're gonna see how that ends up forming. A 15-minute close below here would be like a setup, but then it is very tight. It is very tight. That's why I was looking for the buys, make a lot more sense here for me. So those can still play out. We will just see how price action forms. Frankfurt has been very, very strong openings recently. We've seen on Frankfurt. But there's also been some big liquidity grabs as well. How to accept some losing days mentally? If you can't accept losing days, realize you're never going to become a trader. And if that mentally doesn't motivate you, then it's just better to probably quit, and then you can just call yourself a quitter. You have to be so harsh on yourself that you realize that if you want to do anything positive in your life or be successful anywhere else, it just has to be something super hard. And no matter what you do, entrepreneurship, business, you're going to have days that take away from you, not add value towards you. But deep down inside, those days are adding so much value because you never actually really lose. You never really lose because you're learning something out of that or developing your character to be a stronger person. And the most successful people are the people who can handle the most shit. Because that's the part that people don't really want to deal with in their lives. And the people who choose to deal with them, that's the reward they get, is success. So that's how you deal with it. You just realize it's part of the game and you move on, right? Because why are you worrying about the past now, right? It's happened. Losing days happen. What can I take from that? What can I improve? If there's improvements, make the changes and move on. Treat it professionally because you're just solving an equation. That's the entrepreneur mindset. You have a difficult situation, you solve the equation for that situation. You solve the problem, right? You have a problem, you want to fix it. Like, we're a little bit spoiled here, man. I barely have losing days here. Like, you know, if we look at the stats since the beginning of the year, January, only 2 losing days in January, 7 wins. February, I think 6 wins, 2 losing days. Actually, 1 losing day in February. Wait, let me check. No, 2 losing days in February, 6 wins. March here, we have March. Look at March, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 winning days, 1 losing day only in the whole of March. I only lost 1 day in the whole of March. See, April. Actually, no, at the end, I lost 9 points here. Small loss, 0.20, but nothing. Let's go ahead and look at April here. April, 1, 2, 3 losing days only in the whole month, right? So you can start to see that, you can start to see how that makes sense, you know? Like, we're spoiled here, but realistically, in a trader's journey, losing days are completely normal. When you look at the bigger picture and think in terms of quarters, not days, it's a big difference. And at least maybe even think in terms of years. You're like, really, what is your goal here? Is your goal here to trade profitably for 1 month and call it quits? Or is your goal here to trade profitably for 12, 24, 48 months maybe, and then see how much you make at the end of that? You don't invest in the stock market and expect to get rich, right, in a day. Even in crypto. What do you think about taking DAX pre-open? Frankfurt is somewhat valid. Your stops need to be in a safe place. I've seen so many people get liquidity grabbed before Frankfurt open. Right as Frankfurt open, chuck, stop loss hits you, goes in your direction. So as much as you can trade it after. The only other factor that would stop you is, of course, slippage and spreads. You are going to have low liquidity before Frankfurt open. So if you're entering on a volume move, you're going to be slipped. Plus, you might just not have the spreads to be able to take that position. Some of the guys 5 minutes before Frankfurt on 3.5 point spread It's a lot, man. That's a lot. It's a shame. This was our one clean zone of the day. One clean zone of the day. The rest is all messy now for the rest of the whole range here. So the only way we can push through that range is pure volume, but we've already had volume. If it's gonna do what it did yesterday, it's gonna range here and then maybe break down. But what is bias today? I think we're full bullish bias, or yesterday closed bearish. Yeah, yesterday closed bearish, so actually it could work. So what happened yesterday? Look, we had a push pre-session. We took the buys here, missed TP by 1 point, then it ranged, and then we had a breakdown candle. You see, range, breakdown candle. So if we get something similar today to where we look how much it broke down, by the way, huh? If we have something similar today, we can see that. We can see that range, breakdown candle. Maybe we reverse all the way down back to 4-hour support. Totally possible. If not, we're going to continue the trend here. And then we just try follow the trend. But again, we're a little bit screwed because we don't have the cleanest ranges like before. So we have to really need volume. Because volume is what's going to push through this small resistances here. They're only small, but you need trend and volume to continue. Otherwise, they're going to be irrelevant. Check GJ. Let's see what GJ is doing. GJ is dumping here. I was more bullish than bearish on GJ. What is bias on GJ? We're bullish bias on GJ, so this is a counter trend move at the moment. This might set up for better buys if I'm being honest. Buys from the bottom of the range. Let's see what happens on gold here. If it starts to create that support we're talking about, we kind of want to be above the 4-hour, right? That's going to be important to take buys above the 4-hour. If 30-minute flips in 10 minutes, 30-minute will start to actually have an active setup itself. So I wonder if we can impulsively take it on 30. I mean, it will be valid on 30, impulsive on 15, because we buy into 15 resistance. Ideal setup right now is actually going to be buying above this resistance, the same way this type of candle closed above. I wonder if this had 5-minute structure in a push. No, straight, so you couldn't really take that even if you were there. But I want the same idea, but with a setup. Why did you change from GU to DAX? Oh my god, much better, man. Completely night and day difference. GU is also a very seasonality based pair. Like sometimes, some months it does well, some months it's just absolutely rubbish, bro. Rubbish some months. DAX is like really exciting, hardcore trending asset. Good volume. But you know, the one nice thing with the GU is that you had like really tight spreads. You can pop some fat lot sizes, feels fun. I had a good month on GU 2 months ago and nothing since. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like that. How's your month been? Pretty slow month for me. But it's not unprofitable. So that's how it is. I mean, summer is normally a very good month. Last June, let's see last June stats. It's nice to have a journal to go back on. So last June, let's see what we did. I went over it yesterday, but I already forgot. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wins, 1 loss. Yeah, great month last June actually. A lot of GJ though, but GJ was trending last June here. If we check some of the trades here, let's see some of the trades. I would also like to see the loss. What is this? Yeah, straight breakout trades. Whenever you have this breakout, trending moves, close above key level, they're pretty juicy, if not gonna lie, man. Not gonna lie. These are nice. Yeah, this was when GJ was at 200. I wonder how I lost then. What was the loss? Let's see what the loss was. I'm interested to see how I lost here. Okay. Pretty clear to see how you lose there, man. Pretty clear to see. I mean, you just stopped trading the trending move, right? You get stuck in the range. And then it's a third liquidity grab. Is pretty nasty. Pretty nasty to get hit by a third liquidity grab. I do remember this ended up playing out. I remember this exact day. Held a lot of drawdown for a long time. Went back in profit, went there. How you get triggered? Yeah, I impulsively entered on 5. Should have been a 30-minute close here. 30-minute had a break of structure. I impulsively entered on 5. And then it came down liquidity grab once. And then look how close to stop it was. And then after this close to stop, like this was such a painful trade. Look how long this is. 15, 30, 45, 1 hour, 1 hour 15, 1 hour and a half. And then after 1 hour and a half, it stopped me out. But check this out. Look how close it came to stop loss. Reversed and went back into profit, man. It went back into profit just to do another liquidity grab. And then go back up to break even again. And then guess what? One more liquidity grab. Then finally goes and hits TP. Absolutely crazy trade. But then, you know, you're just trading in the range. That's why trading in the range can suck. But there's like no way to escape those type of stuff. I hope the next candle closes above. This candle is pretty steep candle. What are we looking like? 36? Not that bad, actually. It looked worse. No 5-minute structure is a threat, but we didn't have it back here. How much can we trust it? How much can we trust it is the question here. 5 minutes for this candle to close. That's where my buy plan is above here. We could run this type of tighter stop loss. 36, we have 30 pips to our break-even level. And then to the top of the range, we have 50 pips. So it's enough range. It's enough range. Question is, do we rely on no 5-minute structure? 1 minute has structure, but 5 minutes sketchy as. Very sketchy. What I don't like is we have no change of structure on 5. So I want to show you the difference here. So this is what's different here. So we make a high, we come down, we form a support, we do a break of structure here, we go for one more liquidity grab, we break this small structure here again, and then we end up going on a rally. Right now, we're actually working on lower high, lower lows. We make a high, we make a low, we don't break structure here, we retest structure instead, then we make a lower low, and now we're retesting structure again. So it's interesting. You know what would be perfect right now? A setup 3. If we get a setup 3 here, if I can see something like this, right? Where we just close like this the next candle. And then I can take a buy then after this and just put my stop loss here. This will be very nice. That already, this push will probably be a 1-to-1. You know? So yeah, for those who are just joining, my plan on gold, I don't want to sell just yet. We're in this range that looks a little bit bullish. I'm looking more for buys. My plan is to buy above this level here, just trying to find an entry with a good stop loss. And then on DAX, my plan is to be looking for structure here, which we're forming, and then see how we get back above this 15-minute level for buys. So we're starting to form that structure. Yesterday it ranged and then dumped after the same move. So I'm being careful about that. If we start to range and dump, then we could actually possibly see some downside. So yeah, I think probably I'll be taking a trade above the 5 because the 15 has no structure. So even if we just get a 15 close above there, it's not going to probably be enough. So we need some 15 structure, then a close above, but on 5 it will be enough above here. We need volume to fill this wick and then continue to the next 5-minute resistance. We're working with about a 15-point range here. But if we're looking at the size of 5-minute candles, like this is like 8 points all the way down there, 16, it makes sense. It makes sense. We have previous weekly support. We've crossed through this like 3-4 times with wicks all week. We've done it. It's also my 15-minute level. I'm not worried about it. Let's go back to gold. Gold was looking interesting. Let's see how this ends up forming. I'm trying to see if there's a way I can enter on 5. Like a pullback and then maybe a change of structure, but it's just so messy on 5. It's also the 30 close. Damn, that's a big point. 30 close as well. Wow. If the only way I can enter this now is if we get like a fat bottom wick. If we can retest back into the 4-hour support resistance here, and then we can flip and we can break the high, that would be great. How do you get in DAX buys at the open? You can watch it back, see how it happened. If you weren't watching it live, just go on the YouTube, you can see that. We're watching it, you'll see what happened. Yeah, so fat bottom wick would work here. What's stop loss looking like? 42 now. 42 is pretty steep. It's basically, I think, top of range will be a 1-to-1. Yep, exactly. So 42 for 42. You need a full power move for that to happen. Break even at the 30 and 1 hour. So depends on the bottom wick because we need liquidity, right? Like a rubber band, right? That's one of my most famous videos is the rubber band. You need that liquidity to pull down, grab you juice to continue up, right? So what do we need to see for that? We need to see a very steep bottom wick. That's a no-no. This is just a trap, probably a trap, you know? So we need to see a very deep bottom wick, at least retesting previous highs. Even better if retesting 35 key level as well as the previous 4 hour, because that's where our juice is gonna come from without structure. So without having any structure here, this is where our juice is gonna come from, because if we retest the highs here, right, we retest the highs, we come back. Once we come back, why does price need to re-break the high again? What business does it have re-breaking the highs after grabbing this juice if it doesn't want to continue up? You just increase your win rate by like 15% by just waiting for that step there, right? Now it can do what the hell it wants. It could push, it could reject, you don't know. If you wanted to do it without the liquidity grab, you need to run full stop here. Down here, about 60 pip stop. Yep, you have 20 pip target. Max target is going to be 50 pip to the wick fill here. Probably not enough. At some point, we have to be we have to have some sort of 5-minute structure would make sense, unless it wants to do one of those, which we're already past the halfway mark. Is gold still sideways in your view? Well, we tried to attempt to make new highs, so we're crabbing towards the upside. We push up, form a support, push up, form a support, push up. Hey bro, I've had a very tough 2-3 weeks trading gold recently. Have you found the PA is poor? What time do you trade gold? During London? Yes, PA is poor. I've stayed a lot out of gold. I've barely taken any gold positions in the last 2-3 weeks in London because of the price action. But trying to buy breakouts in London the last 2-3 weeks have not worked. Very impulsive as well, London has been. Literally breaks the low and bye-bye. Straight pushes down. Asia and pre-London into London. Pre-London into London, bad. Asia is good. Asia, you should find some setups. I've seen some beautiful setups. I mean, just yesterday, I'll show you a setup from Asian session yesterday. Where was yesterday? Wednesday, Asian session. 1918, what time is this? 9. This is London. And then Asian, we have 2 options you have in Asian session yesterday. This buy here is the first option, but you would have been stopped out break even, so it's not the worst. And then this buy here as well that you would have to hold, but this wouldn't make sense without structure. You could also look for this close above, but it didn't close above, so you're taking this next one. This is the only option in Asian from yesterday, but unfortunately it didn't give you a 1-to-1, but at least break even trade. The day before Asian session, let's have a look. Yeah, very simple Asian session the day before. Sells here to fill the wick. That's one option, or just a breakout trade. Literally yesterday, day before yesterday, just take the straight breakout trade. Doesn't really get easier than that. Doesn't give easier than that. Breakout, stop loss above the range. Boom. 150 pip it ran, but we wouldn't probably have held that. Gold cooking, this is what I was saying. We need that retest, guys. Where's the liquidity for the push gonna come? People don't believe me. There will be days where it does break the high and fly. Right? It does break the high and fly, but that's not gonna work all the time because we need to trade with what we know, not what we think. And what I know is I need that. You know? I need that liquidity to see how price is gonna go. People are shouting at DAX. DAX, we need consolidation like yesterday. You know, we need consolidation. It is not, this is just price forming here. We're going against momentum. If today decides to do what? If today decides to trend, you're going to be absolutely cooked. You need something like this. We can't be for sure that it's going to be another day like that. So we want the consolidation that happened yesterday. And that's bare minimum. Look how much consolidation happened. We had 1 wick to the low, 2nd wick to the low, then finally closed below. That's your catalyst. We want the same thing. We want the same thing to happen. We want this to reject. Anyways, nothing's closing below. No 15-minute bearish yet as well. 15-minute will close bearish in 9 minutes here. So yesterday we also had a 15-minute bearish close. So it makes that argument a little bit better. Because you have 15-minute, you actually had 2 15-minute candle closing bearish. Yeah, see? You had these 2 15-minute candle closing bearish, kind of indicating a high is trying to be made. Compared to now, we don't know, in 9 minutes this shit can close doji. So we go and see. Let's go back to gold, see how gold is progressing here. Wow, you see? Absolutely chopping people up who don't wait for that structure. Screwed, right? So realize the value in protecting ourselves from a potential loss like that, because that's a painful loss, right? Nothing you can do to manage. Let's see, 1 minute, can you manage straight push down, man? No break, no break, not even 1 minute structure here respected. Just goodbye. So, but that was avoidable, and that's a lesson everyone should learn, how to avoid that. Rinsed, indeed rinsed in that one. But now if we start to get up, it starts to become interesting, huh? I wonder a 5 minute close here or just a impulsive entry on the flip. I wonder what we can do, because now it's kind of done what I wanted it to see. Not what I wanted. My English is really bad today. What if we take it there? How much is that? It's already doing huge action. And you remember where I wanted to put stops, right? Here. Nasty. Imagine, man. Imagine you just FOMO'd into it. Literally just taps you. Beep. Already back at entry almost. It would have summed up June, yeah. 5 minute close in 1 minute. Let's see how the 5 minute close. 5 minute close is above. It might be very interesting. Now the problem with setup 3 here is it hasn't helped us stop. We had a deeper liquidity grab than I thought. 50 pips stop. So I want to try find a better stop. I really want to take gold break off this high, but I have no stop. I have no good place to put stop. You know, this high makes sense for me because it's like breaking the original rejection high, but there's just no stop loss placement. Unless I put it below this aggressive stop. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, you know. Because if it gets back in the range, I think it's over anyways, right? But look at the liquidity grab it's doing, huh? It can happen again. You know, when price is nasty in London, price is nasty. Like, it will do that again. And then still end up going to TP. Liquidity grabs is where SLs are set, equal highs, equal lows, so it grabs liquidity SL for bigger moves. Wrong. They don't give a shit about your SL, your small 100k account that's on demo because it's funded, or your personal 20k account, 5k account, 1k account is not enough liquidity. It is simply the movement of price. For every buy there's a sell, for every sell there's a buy. All the buyers that came into the market here, they could start to take profits from here. Sellers come back into the market, they make the buyers back here interested again. That makes an equilibrium, and pools of liquidity are formed around structure. That's why we see markets move up and down, because pools of liquidity are formed around structure, and those pools of liquidity is what other people use to fill orders and stuff, right? And normally as a retail trader, you're putting stop loss below structure, so you think that your stop loss is being hit. It's not being hit. It's just because you're putting it in common areas. where price might go to liquidity grab, but not always. So it doesn't make you a losing trader. Doesn't make you a losing trader. Important 5-minute close this if it closes above or below. Tradesharpe, where is the fountain of youth? You look great, nephew. Unc G. Bro, I don't have an uncle called Gregory. And if I do, damn. I'm probably a bad nephew then. I probably totally cooked my mind. If I got that wrong. I hope I haven't. Feel really bad. I'm actually thinking hard right now. Old student. Okay, bro. Not my uncle, bro. Relax. Shit, man. Had me worried for a second. Thought I like forgot an uncle, man. I was gonna get in trouble, man. Get a message afterwards. I think 50 might close back in the range. DAX is now trying to form a 15-minute candle bearish. Possibly a setup to go up. Well, we don't know. We don't know yet. You called me Unc when I was studying with you back? Yeah, I do remember, bro. I do remember. I do remember you. I did call you Unc. But that still doesn't mean you didn't have me worried, you know? Harry, what do you think about the Martingale system? Can that work in nowadays? Yeah, man, I think you should full margin Martingale. Best scenario. Then we never lose on stream. Yesterday, if we just keep martingaling, how would we lose? Because look what happened yesterday. Answer this question. Yesterday, if you martingaled the position we took yesterday, you would have just kept layering into buys from here. So you took a buy, it started to go and draw down, buy, 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 keep buying, keep buying, keep buying. How's it going for you right now? How's it going right now? I think it's looking great. Great position. Oh, sorry. 3 of my positions are now in profit. So no, not a great idea. All right, no bottom wick yet. This freaking 15 closed doji after all of that. Closed below on the 5 on top of that. Crazy. Doji close. Sketchy as hell, man. Sketchy as hell. If we break this high here, what are we looking like in terms of stop? 34. How much to get up to here? 34, 4. 32. Damn, 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 damn. I wish I bought here and put stop loss here. 2 pip stop loss. Can you imagine? Dreams. I needed this to close bearish, man. That doji closes sketch. Let me see how it looks on broker. Is it, yeah, it's doji as well, man. It's a tough one. That's a tough one. Those doji candles don't do well on gold, you know. They don't do well on gold. Let me try show you how those doji candles do. See if we can find one. Here's not doji, but these are weak candles. Boom! Weak candles. Boom! I want to see the same doji. We need to find the same doji. That's the reason we don't get that scenario too much. I don't think I can convince myself. $38 is pretty big. DAX pushing back up to the highs. See if we can get above here for buys. That rhymes. DAX pushing up to the highs. See if we can get above here to the buys. For the buys. Which indicators do you find useful for beginners? The best indicator for beginners is called Tradesharpe session bias. Tradesharpe session bias. Setup 2 on DAX works again after testing previous structure. Nice. Did you take it? What happened? It shouldn't be called trading. It should be called waiting. Trading is waiting, man. What do you think? You're like, even the same thing. If you take a swing position, like let's say you take a trade, you're waiting. You're waiting for it to get out a drawdown. You're waiting for it to hit take profit. That's the beauty of trading, is that you have a session. You wait during your session. You execute. The times you're not taking a trade, you're protecting yourself from a loss. You make more money not taking a trade by trying to take something that will more than likely make you lose. You already start at a disadvantage because most people lose, you know? Like, you know, this game is built against you, right? You're not coming into this game with a competitive advantage. You're at the most disadvantage possible. We're trading with a broker that doesn't give us favorable conditions. They give us the middleman conditions. We're against the top players in the world. We're against ourselves. We're against our psychology. we're against the markets, we're against the rest of retail, we're against all the gurus that we listen to online, who's right, who's wrong, we're against people faking it. Like, it's hard. It's hard, so don't make it harder for yourself by trying to enter different things. Also, like I said, man, from the beginning, it's a messy zone above. You need volume. There's a lot of stuff. 15 minutes, 30 minute, actually not 30 minute, but there's a 15 minute, there's the 5 minutes all here. You need volume. The previous 1 hour is very far though. Not worried about that, but it's just a messy zone. What's my take? Let's have a look. Next bias. Wait, it's actually bullish bias, but definitely a lot of bearish pressure right now. Heavy rejection zone here, so setup 3 would be a lot better, yeah. Then you would take it break of lowest low and be quite aggressive on this because you're at this big rejection point in the past. There's a cup and handle on the hourly on DAX. Let's see. No, because there's no handle. And then I don't know if you're talking about sells. If you're talking about sells, you need to create a resistance. This is not the handle. Don't view the markets like that. View the markets in ranges, right? Because you're missing so much. Like, I can see like how much confusion it can cause someone, because now you're only focused on sells for your cup and handle to play out. But then you're missing all of the price action today, man. So much juicy stuff can happen today. We could trade down to here. We could form supports, continue up. You know? Lifting cup with your pinky. I have to admit, I do lift my cup with my pinky. It's because, like, you know, putting all fingers in do not make sense. So, and then naturally when I squeeze my hand, the pinky comes out, so just can't do anything about it. Stop? Well, then I need a mug with half of the mug being a handle. You know? Like this, you know? Your pinky comes out like that, you see? When you're holding it. But this is different. This is a glass. But, you know, I can only fit 2 fingers like this, so it's like this then. But I don't do it like this. I don't pinch. I'll put it. Five minutes to the open, 4 minutes to the open. So let's see what happens at the open here. Pretty exciting stuff. gold trade would have been not too bad. Would have been running nicely for now. I just couldn't get myself to do it. Okay, cool. So you did get slipped. How many pips you got slipped? I think it's dangerous though. If that pulled back on you, you are screwed, man. Risking a lot more. So how much did you get slipped? 14 pips, and our stop loss here was 38. So a 1-to-1 would have been, oh wow, has a lot of work to do. Wow. I'm not too upset at missing this. I'd be break even right now if I was in this, but just couldn't get myself to do it. Couldn't get myself to do it. And the minute I say that, it's moving nicely. Yeah, amazing 1 minute structure. I do think this can hit TP if this continues like this. The idea made sense. I just couldn't get myself to do it. Don't know why I couldn't get myself to do it there. I guess it was like the aggressive stop entering on the highest point as well. Gold will fly in London Open, or it will dump to here. Doji closing bullish, yeah, that definitely put me off. Some other stuff were putting me off as well, like running a 5-minute stop, no 5-minute close above, until this candle actually did close above here. So maybe break of this high was an option, and then you need volume to break this. As much as I would like to take a breakout, they just failed. So we need to be careful. What do you think about DAX? Nothing at the moment because it's the open in 1 minute. Open could dump down, open could pump up, slip like 5-6 points. Yeah, you got lucky then. You got lucky that we had such a good push. I mean, that's the 6-point slippage is crazy, man. That means you got triggered up here. And then you went in drawdown, huh? I'm surprised you held through that. You were risking 6 points more. So nothing to think about just yet on DAX because we need to see how the open is. Open could dump up, pump. It will change our plan. Otherwise, you disappoint yourself. That's one thing you guys need to learn in trading as well, is not to trade with ideas that will disappoint you. Because like, let's say now we know there's news coming, or we know that there's the open coming. If we try and make a plan and the plan doesn't happen because the open does a random move, we're going to feel annoyed. Instead of just saying, let me see the open and then adapt. Obviously, my same plan, I want to buy above here, but we need to see where the open goes, up or down. Here we go. Damn, that's a shame. But we can't be annoyed. It's not that bad, though. Rejecting now. Okay. Yeah, same plan. If we can close above this 5, I'm interested. I would love this to close bearish. Next one close above. Wow, that would be amazing. Textbook setup. Not textbook, but it would be a nice setup. Fill the wick and everything. Eight bullish candles on 30. Yeah, it's not healthy, huh? Even 15, we had one bearish, right? Yeah. Give me a sec, just go to toilet, come back. Look at UJ, bro. You're missing out on it. I don't trade UJ. I'm not missing out anything on something I don't trade. If I called the position for the guys to take. They want to take it, they can take. Setup 1 is there now. Took this. Yeah. Part of the setup 1. What has Mark done? GU is taking GU buys, setup 1. Alright, alright. Let's have a look at GU. So closed above here, 15 closed above. I haven't done my markup, but I'm gonna trust his. See what daily is. Full bullish on daily. Full bullish on 4 hour. Do you have a bottom wick on broker? I mean, there's a nipple wick here. 5-minute structure, not there. Yeah, might need to pull back, make some 5-minute structure. Still not a 1-to-1 on gold. Very close. Should hit it. Yeah, it will hit it. Yeah, that's nice, man. That was nice. Wish I got myself to just take the aggressive position, but then I regret it always. Man, I think I'm a little bit upset about this. I kind of talked about this scenario exactly. You know how it needs to go down, grab liquidity, you need the rubber band. Like, it was actually pretty perfect the way I described everything. You need to follow that idea a little bit more. It's a little bit more orthodox. I normally do not buy into all these resistances. I do not buy into rejection wicks. I do not buy when something has not closed above. You know, I do not buy when there's dojis. There are a lot of issues here, but I guess one of those things. Yeah, also the SL was different, and I think those things put me off, but the thought process, like the way I thought about how price is going to move today, was perfect. Absolutely was correct. But then your probabilities lie in your thought process or in your actual statistics. And that's the main question you ask yourself as a trader. Because when you go back in your journal and you're either a losing trader, right, that has made money and lost, or you're a break-even trader that makes money and then comes back to break even, there's always a time when you make money and a time when you lose money, same as a break-even trader. A time when you make money, a time when you lose money. So when you go back into your journal and you check what has made you lose money to go back to break even and not protect your money, or what got you into profitability but then made you fail, you will start to notice that, hey, it was maybe the weird trades that I took with a rough idea. It was maybe the aggressive trades that happened. You look back and you say, hey, this trade was rubbish. Why am I taking that in the first place? Why did I buy at 5 minute? Because if we look at this trade back and it's a failed trade, we can point out a lot more negatives than there are positives. So you actually end up realizing it's better to trade off your actual statistics and probabilities than just what you think. Even though my market knowledge is far superior at this stage in my journey, I still need grounded probabilities to keep myself structured. The only way I take this trade with grounded probabilities is rebreak of the 30 high, 30 minute SL 60 pip. That's the only way I do it. But then I didn't want to run that stop. Even though we're only 10 pips from TP, but these days it hasn't been like that. Can you check my plan? Oh yeah, of course. Plan to buy here? Yeah, I need to see a little bit more. What is, what are these lines? You have one box, you have two lines here. The lines are not marked. I don't think this is good. Where's your next line here? Not enough detail here. What is this line? How am I supposed to tell you? You have a S1, fine. The plan to buy is fine, but I need to know what are this box, what are these lines. Then you can get better feedback. Five-minute structure, boxes, daily range. But how is the daily range going to help you? Is it two support and resistances? Crazy what gold is doing? Not crazy. I predicted it. Just didn't find an entry towards it. I literally spoke about this. How price needs the rubber band to grab liquidity before giving this move. I spoke about it perfectly, how we did this every single time. We make a new high, we pull back, we change structure, we push. We make a new high, we pull back, we change structure, we push. Same thing it's been doing. So it's actually perfect. Just when it comes down to entry and statistics, we don't know. Could arrange for the session, but this is what we're predicting. So that's it, basically done. But very happy to see my analysis play out. Very happy to see my thought process play out. Shows me I'm ahead of 90% of people. Do you think market is getting better to what it was a month ago? I mean, you can't compare it. A month ago, not a month, but a couple of weeks ago, like last week, the week before, we were in heavy fights, man. There was, you know, real big geopolitical tension. So this is a bit of a calm after the storm. We're starting to see some sort of normality come back, you know, not these big random moves without giving you entry. So it is something. Follow the trend. Watch out for Judas swing. I see that's a popular topic amongst people, Judas swing. There's a Goliath hammer on gold. First time I hear that, man. Goliath hammer. I'm seeing a beautiful push on gold, different than a Goliath hammer for me. Hi, I don't trade by myself and I just follow your trades. Do you think it's alright to do that? I've experience in the markets and control emotions. I know the strategy and reason behind your trades. Yeah, you're kind of trading with me. But my question to you is, it's up to you as long as you just don't hate for random reasons. But my question to you is, what happens if I don't trade live anymore? What are you gonna do? So that's my question. I guess you find someone else who's going to show you their trades, but what if they're losing? Then you give back all your progress. My Geo trade hit TP1. Let's go, man. Why are you crying? I think that's a good thing. I thought it's not a bad thing. Don't cry. You didn't take it? Why not? So that's why you sent it. Set up one, no? Yeah, DAX might close above. We might have a shot on DAX aggressive because it's late. But maybe we can just manage aggressively. You know the drill. Hate these stupid aggressive management positions. Just want to get like a nice position from down here. Nipple wick, I wanted bigger. I mean, it's not the worst thing to wait for bigger. It's okay. Sometimes you just might have to hold the drawdown, you know. See if DAX wants to close above here. 57 seconds. So this 1 minute candle has to do it, otherwise it's going to be a no-go. Anyways, good analysis, good discussion today. If you haven't already, leave a like on the stream. 100 likes we have. I appreciate everyone showing up. Pleasure to have you guys chill with us. Where would you put stops? Below 5 range? I think I would have just put below 5 candle because it's such a position that if it doesn't straight push, I don't want to be in. So I want to try optimize for risk to reward. Even there's 24 to get to the next 4 hours, 18. So you need a pretty good volume push. We have space to the 5 minute, right? We have space to the 5 minute, 26, around 26 pips, points, sorry. So it makes sense for a 1-to-1, but you just need some volume for that. So we just need to be a trending day. If it's not a trending day, then it's a no-go. I'm waiting 3 more minutes here to see how this closes, and then I'll see what happens. So plan stays the same here. Just looking for this in 2 minutes. It's a lot to ask for it to close above right now. I don't think it will happen, but if it does, when I close stream, then I will take it. But pleasure having you guys on stream. I really appreciate you guys showing up. Have a wonderful day. Take care of yourselves. Keep killing it. Stay strong, and you know, hopefully ending the month somewhat in good terms. And let's see what the last few days have for us. So I appreciate you showing up on a beautiful Thursday, and much love for the questions, support, and everything. So appreciate you all. Take care, and hopefully catch you guys soon. All right, peace.